Hey, everything's good, my brother. How about yourself?
Everything going good, man.
Hey, well, look, man, I'm not gonna take too much time. You know, whenever we have special guests, you know what I mean. I try not to take too much time with the pleasantries between me and you. You know what I'm saying? You there, you alive, I'm here, I'm alive. You know, I even got my big head son in the building. I know he don't really like that, but even here in the building, yeah, I see you looking over there. Yeah, your head big, blame it on your mama. But anyway, man, you know what I'm saying? We got a special guest today, man.
Who we got, man?
I'm talking about one of the legends of the NBA, man. I'm talking about beloved in the city of Atlanta, beloved around the entire league. When you need a bucket, this is one of the guys that you know you can get you a bucket. Man, I'm talking about, we talked about one of the best six men to ever, like, who would you take? This man's name comes up every single time whenever that's brought up into the discussion. Very long career, and man, even got some wings named after him. So if you don't know who that is, we'll go ahead and say his name. Y'all give it up for the legendary Lew Williams, man. Let's go.
Lemon Pepper Lew, what's up, man?
What's up, B? What's up, Trae?
What's up, man?
Good to see y'all, man. I'm a big fan of y'all pod.
Man, we appreciate that, man.
Fan of yours.
Man, I must say, since we started, like, you are one of the first people that I would recognize here and there, liking different posts here and there. So we definitely appreciate your support from the beginning, since we started.
The aspect, man. I love the angle that y'all taking. You know, this thing homegrown, and, you know, we take a lot of pride in what we do around.
Facts.
A lot of people don't know I'm from Memphis.
Yeah, born
to Atlanta when I was 9.
Okay.
And so I was pretty much raised there. So I feel like I'm a son of the city. You know,
man. Hey, look,
of course.
One of so. You know, but I enjoy it, man. Y'all talking so much about Falcons, Hawks, Georgia in general, man. I love it.
Yeah,
I didn't know you was from Memphis. That's crazy. I was born in Memphis. But you ATLian, man. You've been here the majority of your life.
I represent ATL. Like you said, man, I'm 38 now. I've been here 30.
What? You sound like you still can play, man. Like you about 25.
Man, my knees and back say different. My face now, you know, I still got the baby face, but all this shit here. Oh, man, it's over.
Okay, well, look, let me ask you this. Now, when we talked to Roddy White, speaking of that, he said that he think he would be good for 1/3 down, maybe like a 3rd and 3.
Yeah, he said that.
You know what I'm saying? So how many plays you think you could realistically pull off at this point? Like with getting it.
I think I could play a game.
Okay.
Man.
I don't know about the recovery though. That's gonna be the thing for me, like the recovery. I think I can get through a game because I still play in the pro-am, still try to keep myself in decent enough shape where I could play. And it's like riding a bike, man. When you do something so long, you'll go out there and it'll just be muscle memory for you. And I think my adrenaline and all that'll get me through it. But when I'm done.
So let me ask you this: if a, let's say, a contending team, you know, like, I don't know how the playoff rosters work or whatever, but let's say somebody about to go to the finals and they need a good somebody to come in quick. You think you got a good finals series in you?
Yeah, I would need some time to just get my tools sharp.
Okay.
But like I said, it's like riding a bike. I still shoot. I still got my gun on me every day.
Yeah.
I'm still strapping my jump shot. You know.
Yeah.
That little lean,
and I don't play too fast. I don't play a physical game. You know, I got one of them games where I kind of can control the tempo of what's going on, and I'm gonna have the ball in my hand. So if somebody called, I can answer the phone, but I don't.
Y'all hear that?
Yeah,
Y'all
you just not looking for that. But if it happens,
piece of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, was that like a big thing for you? Was that a hard transition out of the league into the things that you're doing now? Because for some people it is.
It made it easier for me because I had a 2-year plan.
Okay.
It started getting difficult. You know, we off camera, we was talking about growing up, having kids and all of that. And, you know, my kids started getting older. My oldest daughter, Jada, she picked up the basketball.
Okay.
I have been seeing you working with her.
Yeah, my daughter picked up the basketball. She found the love of the game on her own. It wasn't something that I forced on her. Then my baby girl, Zoe, followed in the footsteps of her sister. She picked up the basketball. And, you know, I was just in like year 14, 15 of my career. And, man, I was walking out the house one day and my daughter was like, "Yo, Dad, can I ask you a question?" And I was like, "What's up?" And she was like, "You don't get tired of leaving us?" And that did something to me that changed everything in me because, you know, it's kind of unspoken. Like you go on the road, you working, you moving, and everybody learns to adjust around that. So you don't even really know how it's affecting anybody.
Yeah.
And my daughter, she spoke up, man, and was like, "Hey, dog, like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
you missing a lot. And when you running around doing your own thing, you kind of forget that. You forget that. And so at that point, I started figuring out when I was gonna phase myself out, kind of start preparing for the next thing. And I never wanted to die a dinosaur in the league anyway. Like I never wanted to be one of them guys just sitting over there and not have anything to offer. And so I put a 2-year plan together. By the time I got to year 17, it kind of started getting out. Like I was thinking about moving on and doing something else. But my daughter was very instrumental in that. So because of that, I didn't really struggle with the not being around the game and all of that like a lot of guys do, because I was already preparing myself to get out of it.
Man, like I'm glad that you brought that up. You know what I mean? And it goes to your character that when your daughter spoke up and said that, you immediately sat down, processed it, thought about it, and put a plan together. Because like we hadn't been in, the league, but we come from the music business, and so we traveled a lot ourselves. And it's a big thing to be gone from your families. Like, a lot of people think, man, you traveling here, you doing this, you doing that, you living the life. And yes, you having a lot of great experiences, but it's tough when you're away from the house, from your kid and your partner.
Yeah, you miss a lot of moments. It's the ultimate sacrifice to bring some back to the fam, to be able to provide for the fam, but it's like the moments you missing, man. I miss so many birthdays, so many first time this, first time that. I missed a lot of them joints. That's why I'm active now, bro. I fly across country about a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
Like if I'm in LA and I'm working, my daughter might have something going on, I gotta sacrifice it. Like,
yeah.
I gotta get her them 4 hours,
yes.
Get over here and turn back right around, just so she can see me, you know what I'm saying? Just so she know I care. But now she's 14 and she's starting to get busy. Now that's the funny part about it. Like now that she an athlete, her schedule picking up.
Yeah.
So she's starting to experience some of the stuff that I was going through.
Good. That's good.
Like we have little family holidays. I can't roll.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got a tournament or I got a camp. Now she's starting to understand the sacrifices and what it take if you want to give yourself a fair shot at being something. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's dope, man. I'm gonna tell you this last little quick story about that when you say the kids growing. We were traveling and my son that's sitting over there, my son 13 now. I remember I came back and my wife was like, we came back from a trip one day and my wife was like, look, babe, look, he walking. And she trying to convince me that, yeah, babe, she trying to convince me that he walking for the first time. Man looked like he running a marathon out there. I'm like, this is not this man's first time walking. But she wanted me to feel like that's what I was seeing because I actually missed those moments. Yeah. So that's dope, man, that you getting across the country doing whatever you got to do to give kids that time, man. Man, so you want to ask him a question, Be Rich?
Yeah, man. So, all right, you one of the very few that went from high school to the pros, man. Mm-hmm. And I want to talk a little bit about that. But you was drafted by the Philadelphia 76ers, correct? Mm-hmm. Straight out of high school. And I think at the time, Allen Iverson was there.
Yep.
Like, explain that process the minute you got drafted, you got to Philadelphia, and there's AI, you fresh out of Gwinnett County, man.
It was like surreal. Like surreal, bro. And I give a lot of credit to my best friend named Kenny, right? Because I was in a moment and just living it, but he was soaking it up because he right there with me. So a lot of stuff that I forget, he'd be like, bro, you don't remember when this happened? And I'm like, nah, because I was in it. You know, I'm living in that moment. And so I was 17 when I got drafted. Mm-hmm. Not only did I get drafted to the Sixers, but, AI was my...
Like that was your idol.
That was my idol. That was who I looked up to. That's who I patterned my game after.
That's crazy.
And everything. And so, it was like half of it was, damn, I'm actually in the NBA now, to like, bro, that's AI right there.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? So it was like half of it I was a fan, and the other half like, hey, bro, tighten up. Like, you gotta do, you need to do something. You know what I'm saying? And the best thing that Chuck did for me was, he just embraced me, man. Embraced me, and he never made me feel funny or like in a competitive nature with him. Because we played the same position. Like, he was so secure in where he was in his career. Like, he could have easily just destroyed me and be like, nah, not yet. But he brought me along slowly for surely with him. You know what I'm saying? Taught me little things about the game and just, like, it's documented how he kicked it, right? But what a lot of people didn't see behind closed doors was like how many injuries he played through, how many things that he went through to, man, just entertain that fan base and be a warrior. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen dude play with broken bones and fractures and everything, and it was almost like you had to lock him in a room for him not to play.
Yeah.
Like he gave the city of Philadelphia everything he had. So me being 17, being able to sit right there with that and experience that on a night in and night out basis, bro, it was surreal to me. And that's why he was the reason I carried myself throughout my career. Like when I had a young guy like a Evan Turner come up under my wing, or a young guy like a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, like you get to see those young guys, but you take them under your wing the same way he took me under his wing.
Yeah, like he the epitome of when I say a player got a dog in him, he got that dog in him. Like me and him always go back and forth. Like I'm not gonna take anything away from Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant definitely has the skills, but to me he don't have that dog in him. And me and him always argue. Allen Iverson is the one that got that dog in him. If everybody wanted
KD don't express his dog how people want him to express.
I feel you, Lew, but
I don't care whether he yells, scream, beat his chest or not. If you run off 10 or 12 in a row, that's a dog.
Thank you.
That's a dog. Like
thank you.
Like so
my definition is this.
Talk to me.
You put that man like you put LeBron on a sorry Cleveland team, he gonna take him to the chip. Man, Durant ain't taking his teams to the chip by himself. Like the chips he got, he was a great enhancement piece, and he was the scoring leader on that team. But I wanted to see him do it in OKC. I wanted to see him do it in Brooklyn. I want to see him do it in Phoenix. He not doing it, Lew. It's something with that dog in him. He not getting there. It's something about it to me. Now,
fair.
I ain't gonna lie. Like we talked about this the other day. I would love to see the Hawks get him. Yeah. 'Cause I think that would be the piece we need to get there. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he can do it by himself like some other players can. That's all I'm saying. But that's what I mean by that. But what you said about
we talking those scenarios. Like let's be real. He did take Oklahoma City. He was the MVP at that time. They did go to the finals.
They did.
He did
Thank
that.
you.
He did that. Now, did he go to Golden State and go get his rings? Absolutely. But be clear, he was the best player on that team.
I said that.
He was for sure the best player on that team. And so certain scenarios, he has been exactly who you want him to be. Now, has he done it as often? Probably not. Again, he's competing against the LeBrons, and when he leaves, he's competing against the Steps. They legacies ain't gonna lay down for KD's. Like, so everybody is getting championships out of this era. I think we should start looking at it in that lens. You know, like we want LeBron to win a championship every year. Then what that say about Steph Curry? We want Steph Curry to win every championship. Then what that say about Kevin Durant? Then what that say about Jason Tatum? Like there is a balance of superstardom in our league that people not realizing because we just look at everybody's individual star power. Like why they ain't doing this? Like nigga, Jason Tatum ain't sweet. Like he got something to say about it too. Yeah. Well, why Jason Tatum ain't do it? Like bruh, SGA gonna have something to say. We got a lot of young stars, and the funny thing about the league right now is we're in an adjustment period, and everybody in a weird spot with the adjustment because we just now realized that Steph Curry and KD, they old too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like James Harden old too.
Yeah.
But we only talking about LeBron being old because he's 40 and doing it. They getting a buddy pass because they 35 and 36.
They up there.
So they still up there, but to his standard, they getting the pass. It's like, and these dudes are still relevant.
100%.
Like they still relevant in they superstardom. Like at 36, we still expect KD to compete for championships. We still expect Steph to compete for championships. Jimmy Butler just got another $120 million at 36 years old. Mm-hmm. Still expect Jimmy to compete for championships. Like there's a lot of guys across the league that you expect greatness out of. So to your definition, for sure. But to me, I really had to deal with Dog in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
They seen it up close in person.
Yeah, that man looked in a room full of people and said, "Do y'all know who I am?"
He said that?
I'm Kevin Durant.
Okay, I need to hear stories like this.
Man, look it up when we done. Add this to the edit. He said, bro, I'm Kevin Durant. I can score 50 every night if I wanted to, but I try to play the game the right way. And went out the very next game.
And scored 50.
And went and got a 50. And like, I can do this when I want, but I'm trying to play this game the right way. Like
facts.
That's a different type of basketball savant to me, bro. So, you know, whether people like the fact that he is active on Twitter and he trolled a little bit, that's another thing besides hoop. Now we talking about basketball, bro. One of the purest.
Yeah.
One of the purest for sure.
I was never asked a question. What does that mean when you say the right way? Because I'm completely confused.
Well, when you got Steph Curry on the court, when you got Klay Thompson on the court, you got all of these different guys. You got Andre Iguodala on the court who would end up being a Finals MVP at one point in his career. Like, you got different guys around you that can impact the game the same way you impacting the game. So instead of me just putting myself against y'all where the game is about me, where teams can load up on me, like, let's use all our guns instead of this one.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Playing team ball, basically. Not making it about himself. Playing the right way. Hey, man, yeah, we all play our parts, man. But I've been trying to tell this guy, you heard it, straight from Lew. You heard it.
So look,
you heard it. Kevin Durant has that dog in him. He's a special player.
Right,
we don't have to stay on KD too long. I just want. I'm glad that was
fellow
said.
Atlantan came in and he has insight and actually played the game with KD, and for him to explain it to me the way he did, I officially get off Kevin Durant's ass.
We appreciate it.
Okay.
I
Thank
won't
you.
say
One of
nothing
them
else
guys,
negative
bro.
about KD.
He one of them guys we not gonna appreciate him until he done.
Exactly.
And it's gonna be too late. Like that, he's one of 7 guys that scored 30,000 points.
Yeah, I just saw that.
One of 7, but we keep playing with his legacy like he's sweet. That man is an icon in our game. He's a unicorn. He's one of the original unicorns. He's one of the original 7-footers.
Yeah.
But we done got so used to it now
Yeah.
that it look regular. That ain't regular. We never seen nobody do what Kevin Durant did before that.
Yeah.
We never seen it.
Well, what's the most points? You said 50. What's the most points you ever hit in the game?
52?
52?
Yeah, I think I got a 50 against Golden State.
Okay.
All right, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did y'all win?
Yeah.
That what's up. How'd that feel to just hit 50? Like, ain't no too many people did that.
Yeah, you feel solidified. Like, as much as a reputation that I have as being a bucket, when you really go get a bucket like that, it's like, all right, like you can say what you want to say.
Yeah.
These are the facts. Like I'm one of them type of guys. So that's just a pleasure, man.
Let me ask you this: in those moments, like, is it just I'm just in the moment? It just go by. I don't even really know what I scored. I'm just out here just playing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
You rolling. You just rolling until you get close to it. Like
Yeah.
when you get close to it, your teammates like, hey boy,
Yeah.
don't run from that 50 ball now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where we at with it? You got 44 now? And
Oh,
now
so they'll
it's-
say that during the game?
Yeah, your teammate,
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, your teammates, they'll let you know. And then they'll call you all type of names you fall short.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, fall short if you want to. Leave with a 47.
Yeah.
You're scary ass.
Yeah.
Call you everything. If you got the right type of teammates around you, they want to see you reach them milestones. They want to see you make history and do them type of things.
They want to see you succeed. Like, but before I know we started talking about Kevin Durant, but there's one thing I wanted to ask about AI before we moved on from him. Can you tell us any misconceptions that the fans may have about AI?
That he didn't work hard. Yeah, that was a misconception that he didn't work hard. Like, he partied, he kicked it like any superstar did. But I also seen him put hours in. I also seen him put the work in.
Okay.
Like you can't. Like, listen, man. You can't wake up and put 40s on the board effortlessly like he did, and be as efficient at doing it as he did, and not put work in.
Did y'all ever get a chance to like play one-on-one in practice or anything like that?
All the time.
For real? How was
All
that?
the-
Did you
all
get
the
you got him a
time.
couple times?
Go look up his Hall of Fame speech. He talk about making me cry in his Hall of Fame speech.
For real? Tell us
Yeah,
about that.
He didn't actually make me cry, but you know what it is. When you get so upset and you teary eyed.
Yeah.
But you ain't crying.
No, I
Yeah.
know exactly. You mad?
Yeah, you steaming. We were just competitive in practice.
Yeah.
And he just kept poking me this one practice, but he wanted to see who I was. He wanted to see what I was made of, and he was just testing me this particular practice. And we was just
This when you was 17?
yeah, we
Okay.
was just getting into it,
Yeah.
But now that I'm a vet and looking back on it, he was just making sure I understood the hierarchy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let me get this straightened out right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Before we.
But you was kind of getting them on something.
But I was competing.
Yeah.
I was competing.
Yeah.
The one thing that I didn't have was I wasn't a pro yet. He knew how to talk to me the whole time and not break stride in what he was doing. And I was losing myself in the battle with him.
So you got into the battle with him and not thinking of the war.
Yeah, so I'm in a battle. I'm in a battle with him, but he picking us apart because I'm out of place on defense. I'm out
Yeah.
of place on offense. Like a lot of people don't realize in the NBA, they say nobody plays defense. Like, everybody playing defense. You just got some of the most gifted scorers in the world. Like, you can't really stop nobody in the NBA. It's about minimizing. That's the game. Try to minimize, because you can't stop nobody. Because these guys is, again, you talking about 7-footers with 3-point range. They can shoot 30 feet from the rim. You know what I'm saying? So with him, it was like, bro, try to minimize this dude as much as you can. And I'm not the greatest defender, so he was just doing everything that he could to get under my skin. And it was one of them. It was one of them type of practices, man. So again,
for him to remember that though, man, and say his speech, that meant you meant something to him.
That meant something to him, and it meant the world to me to get mentioned in his Hall of Fame speech. But again, you can't provoke that kind of emotion if you ain't working, bro.
Yeah,
you know 100%. What I'm saying? Like, dog work. That was one of the biggest misconceptions.
Look, and I'm glad you shared that, because one of the biggest things that everybody always talk about when it come to AI, we all know the word. We all know practice.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people believe. But you just said it. You can't do what he did.
Yeah.
And put up the stats he did, put up the wins that he did, and not be somebody who puts the work in.
But I think our culture, like, when that was said, our culture knew what he was talking about, because, like, we know he great. We know he's just not out there just coming out the womb. That's he had to put the work in. So when he said that, you could tell, like, you tripping about practice, and I'm out here playing these games, giving my life on line, playing injured. That's practice. This is the games I'm doing in real life, and I think people took that that wording and thought he didn't care about practice.
Yeah,
and it wasn't that. He was just trying to
clip. They took a clip at a time where he was going through a lot. People don't realize his best friend had just got killed before he did that press conference. Like, that part gets lost in that conversation. Like, he was dealing with something outside of basketball. So when he's saying we practice, like, y'all in here talking to me about practice.
Yeah.
When I got my friend.
I got so many different things going on.
We don't know that.
Yeah, we in here talking about practice. So that clip lived with him forever, as if he never practiced.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it was taken out of context, and at this point it's become an iconic thing.
Anybody
that don't want to practice, they go to that. You know what I'm saying?
They go straight to that.
He was a meme before memes was a thing.
He went viral before him.
Yeah, you right about that. You right about that.
Taken definitely all the way out of context.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Hey, Trae, I know you wanted to ask something. I want you to go ahead and get that on out the way about the moment when you say go ahead,
Man, so you didn't really touch on the moment, but you did touch on, like, when you hit 50, you felt like, okay, I'm solidified. But I did want to ask you, if you could tell us a moment that you had where you were like, yeah, I belong. I'm about to get a lead this work.
Man, probably, like, I didn't really have a moment. It was a moment, I guess, but it was about a month long. Probably like in my fourth year, I was just running off 20s. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I've arrived. Like, everything that I went through up until this point is starting to make sense. Because you got to think it was a gamble even drafting me. Like, again.
You was drafted what, a number?
45.
Yeah.
I was a second-round pick.
Because they thought you was going to go first and you dropped.
I slid to the second round because, again, I was a kid. I didn't understand what I was preparing for. So every pre-draft workout, I bombed. Mm-hmm. I didn't look good in pre-draft workouts because you got to think I'm in there with, college guys. That year that I came out was a draft-heavy year. That's Chris Paul, Raymond Felton year.
That's Marvin Williams, right?
That's the Marvin Williams year. Aaron Owens. It's a lot of different guys that were marquee guys in college, and I was in high school. But that was my workout group. So imagine every workout group you go in there with Raymond Felton and Chris Paul and all of these guys.
Overwhelming.
A little overwhelming, you know what I'm saying? And so I just didn't perform, and so I slid to the second round. And I'm 6'2", 175 today.
Yeah.
So, then I had to be 160, 165. I'm in high school. I ain't doing no weight training. And so slid to the second round, and I knew I wasn't going to play. AI played 40 minutes a game, and his backup was Kevin Ollie. And KO was a vet, ended up going to be a national champion head coach at UConn. So I wasn't going to get no playing time in front of them. So I knew I was 2 years out from the beginning.
So you just knew that?
I knew I was 2 years out. You know what I'm saying? And so once I got to year 3, I was still trying to find my footing. You know what I'm saying? And so I was playing decently, like probably was, averaging about 8 to 10 points a game with the spot minutes I was getting. But my 4th year, they really said, yo, this your opportunity to go ahead and make your stamp. It's like make or break time.
Okay.
Let me see what you got.
Yeah.
And they gave me the ball.
Yeah.
And
you made it count.
made it count.
So you like 20, 21 when you say you hit them 20s. Mm-hmm. And how many years did you play for Philly?
My first 7.
7. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So
first 7.
So fast forward, man. You played with some greats. Man, I know everybody want to hear this. Tell us about what it was like playing with Kobe, man. Like the first time you walked in, you saw him. How did he embrace you? Like, was it like how AI was? Like, tell us that story.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. But again, the love was different from AI to Kobe because by the time I got with Kobe, I was Lew Will. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't proving myself no more.
Yeah.
Like, I was a seasoned vet by the time I got with Kobe. So there was already a mutual respect. Like he knew what I brought. He knew what I brought to the table. So him accepting me and embracing me at that time was respect in itself. Because Kobe if he don't respect your game, he gonna tell you.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be known, and he gonna challenge you. And he embraced me though. He embraced me, and I always say that I wish I had an opportunity to play with Kobe earlier in my career, man, because I felt like he would have gave me something that I needed. You know what I'm saying? Just how competitive he was, how he went about business. Like he had an assassin's mentality. He didn't want to make friends. He didn't want to hang out. He didn't want to kick it. He just had isolated himself to the point it just drove him crazy to win.
Yeah.
And I think I felt like I needed somebody like that earlier in my career. You know what I'm saying? That was just zero dark 30 with this shit. Like, it's like military minded.
So that's how he was, just all about basketball.
He was all about hoop, bro. He was just locked in. He was all about Kobe Inc. Like everything. So whether it was the hoop, whether it was his business sense, whether it was him coaching his daughters in his Mamba program, like he was business about everything that he did. Like very structured. Very structured. Like I just remember being his teammate, and in his locker, bro, his clothes used to be laid out, but it used to be an outfit like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like structure.
Yeah.
Like different type of mindset, bro.
He ain't want to waste no time on that, man.
He ain't got time to waste.
I know one of the clips that's been going around since last, and you already know the story that was out there, but you confirmed it. I saw I think it was on Shaq's podcast when you were talking about Kobe taking the shoes.
Yeah, elaborate more into that,
players,
man. Like tell us more about that, man.
It was a short story, man. He got mad, and we was in Portland. We was in Portland. We got blew out, but it was just one of them nights. Like in the league, like you play so many games, and you get blew out. It's like they was just better tonight. Like they had our number. There might have been our third city in 4 days. Anything. It'd be a lot of circumstances that go into stuff. So sometimes you get blew out. It is what it is. You dust yourself off, get ready for the next one. But this one in Portland, we just look nasty. Like we just look like amateurs.
Yeah.
And I guess Kobe ain't like that. So he came in the locker room right after that joint. And he was just like, yo, from now on out, every single time down the court, I touch the basketball. Y'all gonna learn what it's like to play with Kobe Bean fucking Bryant. And he just went on a rampage, just telling everybody what he felt.
Whoa.
He went around the room one at a time. He had skipped 3-4 guys. I was one of them. And so we flew back home. Had practice the next day in L.A. And our equipment manager, his name was Carlos. He was the equipment manager for the Lakers at the time. He came in with a big-ass equipment bucket. And he just was going around and just scooping Kobe's out of the niggas' lockers. he just started scooping. And so what make the story funnier is the only 2 people that was in the locker room when he did it. I was in the locker room. Nick Young was in the locker room.
Oh man.
And me and Nick had this funny ass relationship. We thought everything was funny.
Yeah.
So Nick is signed to Adidas. I'm signed to the Chinese company Peak.
Okay.
We don't got no Kobe's.
Yeah.
So we are crying, laughing that he taking everybody's shoes. Cause we like, bruh, we couldn't believe it. He said, yo, Kobe said y'all can't wear his shoes. Y'all niggas soft. He don't want y'all wearing his shoes. And he just was scooping the Kobe's out of everybody's locker room.
Was there anybody that bucked? I'm like, man, I don't give a damn about these damn shoes. Like, did anybody try to buck on Kobe?
No, because one, we had a lot of young guys on that team at the time. Like a lot of young guys. Wasn't nobody gonna challenge.
Who was like the young guy that kind of ended up being something that was on the team?
All of them. D'Angelo Russell.
Okay.
Was Julius on that team? Julius Randle, he was on that team at that time. Yeah.
Brandon Ingram.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah.
All of them was on that team.
See, I don't even remember that, man.
Yeah.
Was Nance on that team? Was Larry Nance Jr. was he on that team at the time?
Was on that team. You don't remember a lot of that because I think a lot of people forget that we were in a rebuild.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Some great players.
Yeah, we were in a rebuild, and you had a lot of young guys, and they started the season ready to develop these young guys because a lot of them at that time was like 1-2 year guys.
Yeah.
And they were going to develop them. And so Kobe came into training camp like ready to go. Excuse me. And I remember we was in Hawaii for training camp, and he was like really pushing it. Like, so we like, okay, we got 2-4 this year. We gonna, we young, but
Yeah.
we gonna see what we gonna make shake. And man, like 10 games into that season, his body started breaking down.
Yeah.
And it turned from developing these young guys to the
The
farewell
farewell tour.
and a lot of that got lost in that season because I believe they traded Clarkson that summer. I believe they traded D'Angelo Russell maybe a summer after that. I forget the timelines, but eventually they just broke that young core down and they never really had an opportunity to do it in purple and gold. And plus, I done played with the Lakers and the Clippers. The Lakers don't develop talent. The Lakers is the Showtime Lakers. We here to compete in championships. So a lot of times when they have young assets, they ain't trying to keep. You just seen it. They just tried to trade Dalton Connect.
I saw that.
Anytime they got
he
a
can
young
play.
asset, they trying to turn that into a championship piece. Like
I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw
they
that.
don't develop talent.
Yeah.
That's not what they do in
They
that
got
purple
Luka.
and gold.
Look at it.
Yeah, they don't. We don't care nothing about this young shit. We want championships.
Yeah, we ready to win
And
now.
so with that, I think they tried to, build a more veteran group after that, and it didn't work out. But all them guys turned into
They good.
stars in their own rights in other markets.
Man, they did. I want to say Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance got traded to. Did they get traded to the Cavs when they ended up getting LeBron? Did they get sent over to the Cavs when they ended up getting LeBron? Because a lot of them guys got shipped
I don't
out.
remember that timeline, but they did go to the Cavaliers, but I don't remember the timeline.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, out of all the teams you played for, who like some of the favorite teammates that you had? I know, kind of like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you ask no questions. People don't
Who's
really
your
want
favorite
to
teammate to play with? Yeah, man.
Man, shit, I got a bunch of them. A lot of people don't realize, man. I be seeing some of the guys that y'all interview. Like sometimes we just work together.
Yeah.
Like we ain't homies, we ain't friends.
Yeah.
It's a mutual respect, but this just work.
Yeah.
And plus, you would be on the team. You got this dude 20. You got a 35-year-old teammate. They ain't hanging out for
Yeah,
real. I got
not at all.
family at home.
Yeah,
You trying
yeah,
to run
yeah.
the street like. So you got a lot of different dynamics, man. So I got love for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. But I always say Pat Bev. Pat Bev is somebody I consider a legitimate friend, like a brother. Montrezl Harrell was one. DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry, Amir Johnson, Chuck Hayes. Trae, me and Trae ended up developing a great relationship, a great big brother, little brother relationship. Enjoy working with Trae, my boy Bogey. Bogey is one of my all-time favorites.
Bogey sound like he got some fire in him, man.
Oh, yeah.
He like he'll cuss you out.
Oh, Bogey crazy as shit.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
See, you know what? I want to get to the Hawks, but before we do,
Yeah.
man, I want to know this, and then we're gonna get to the Hawks. When did the term lemon pepper Lou come about? Like
The bubble.
the bubble.
Shannon Sharp did that.
That's right. Tell us about
Shay
that.
Shay created that, man.
Yeah. For everybody, I remember that. For everybody,
Yeah, he came up with that term after the bubble incident. He said it on air and it caught fire. and
Yeah.
stuck.
And so you weren't supposed to leave. Yes.
No, I had permission to leave.
Okay.
So I tell you the whole thing. My OG ended up passing away. Rest in peace, Paul Williams Sr.
Sorry to
So
hear
that was
that.
like one of my That was like one of my mentors, and his son and I played AAU basketball together. We grew up together basically, and Paul Williams Sr. was like a entrepreneur in the city. Was the owner of Sweet Auburn Seafood down on Auburn Avenue. Owned a ton of Wendy's and different developments. He like the first black man in my life I ever seen like with cheese.
Yeah.
You know, like my boy Paul House was the first mansion I ever stayed in and spent the night. So this was somebody who was instrumental to me. He ended up passing away, and I had permission to leave the bubble to go to his funeral. And so I just want to paint this picture to y'all. I'm staying in a hotel. We eating the same food every day. Can't interact with nobody, none of that. So I want to eat. You know what I'm saying? So I'm out the bubble. Got a doctor traveling with me the whole thing. I go to his wake, and the wake was a street over from Magic City.
Okay.
So mind you, the club was closed basically, but the kitchen was open at this time, and I think they might have had some. No, the club was open because there was dancers in there. But this is what 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We go in there and they did the whole ticker thing because they did a real investigation. It was 8 people in Magic City.
Yeah.
Probably 4 of them was with me.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So go over there. My homie Jack Harlow walks in.
Shout out to Jack.
All right, so let me paint this picture. I met Jack. He came to Atlanta in 2017. Was in the studio, but he vibing the music and all this. So I asked my man, who the white boy? He said, oh, he's Jack Harlow. He from Kentucky. He rap, whatever. Okay, cool. But he cool. Him and his brother.
Yeah.
They in there kicking it. 3 years later, Jack Harlow is the
Jack Harlow. Yeah.
biggest shit you ever heard of. Jack walks in with my partner that introduced us. So I got a mask on. Everybody got masks on. This is the time like everybody tripping about masks.
Yeah.
So I'm congratulating Jack. I'm like, bro, we gotta take a shot. Like, this shit is crazy. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, I can't believe it, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you out of here. He like, this is like, we just having a moment.
Yeah.
You know?
As y'all should have been.
So he like, we taking a shot. So he like, bro, he like, you think it'd be cool? We took a picture. I said, shit, I don't see why not. We both got our mask on.
Yeah.
So that's the picture that you see that I'm in Magic City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the picture goes out and
viral.
Jack posts it, but Jack Harlow is Jack Harlow.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
It caught fire.
He take the picture. So it just started online. Lew Will done snuck out the bubble. He done snuck out the bubble. And so
I bet you like, what the hell?
yeah, so I guess when Jack realized what was going on, he took the picture down.
Oh.
And he said, calm down, y'all. This is an old picture. He trying to cover it for me. But I got the brand new bubble mask on.
Yeah.
So all the investigators, man, that ain't no old picture. That's the brand new bubble.
So that's where it starts. And then it got quiet for like 3 days. And I ain't think too much of it. I was back in the bubble already.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of people don't know that. I was already back in the bubble. And my GM called me and he was like, yo, who the fuck is Jack Harlow? And I'm like, I said, he a rapper, that's my friend. But what's up? Why you ask me that? He said, I'll call you back. Hung up on me. My
Yeah.
GM.
I bet she was like, that was an empty feeling. Like, why did this man come for me?
But I'm like, Jack Harlow. All right. As soon as that hang up, my agent called me. He said, yo, we got a problem. I said, what's up? He said, bro, you was in Magic last night? I said, no, I went to Magic yesterday evening to eat.
Yeah.
So the story has spiraled out of control. Like I was partying in Magic.
Yes.
Oh.
It was cracking,
It was
this
crazy.
and that. And one of the first people that said something was Kendrick Perkins. Kendrick Perkins was like, basically I was tripping, this and that. And so I shot back. I said, 15 years in my career, the only dirt you can throw on me is me going to get some hot wings. And so when I said that, Shannon Sharp went on there and said lemon pepper Lou. And that was
That's worth it, bro.
a nickname was born. And I asked Pat Bev actually, I said, man, you think that shit gonna stick? He said, yeah, it's stuck already.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stuck already. got on the phone with my lawyer. I said, hey,
Trademark that
buy
thing.
lemon pepper Lew, lemon Lew, every variant of it, go buy them all.
Facts.
And so I was in on a joke too, shit.
Yeah,
Lemon
hey,
pepper Lew it is.
Hey, that's a legendary name, bro.
Hey, look, turn that into a term
I
that
used
went
to be
flying around.
offended at first because of how it came
can see.
about.
I
I
can
used to
see.
like, bro, don't call me that. But then I realized like it ain't going
You gotta
nowhere.
embrace it.
It
Yeah.
ain't going nowhere. And some people genuinely like are interested to meet me when they see me.
I'm gonna tell you, bro.
You know
I
what I'm
forgot
saying?
how it got started until you.
Yeah.
Now I think, oh, that did happen. I'm thinking like, what do you just used to go to Magic City, just turn up, throw out 50,000, and keep living?
Yeah, and that, look, that's what everybody feel like, man. He's so respected in Magic City that they named the lemon pepper
So
wings out.
I give you the rest of it. So from that turned into Magic being a viral spot where if you want wings, you got to go to Magic.
They gotta
And
give you a percentage, bro.
Magic said it. Listen, Magic said it on camera, so I don't have no problem with repeating it. He said I kept the lights on for a little while over there during the pandemic because people was ordering so much food.
Man.
So he said it. I'ma repeat it. I would never take credit of keeping the lights on at
Yeah.
Magic City.
Yeah.
You know.
Let me tell you how special it is.
But the boss said it.
Ryan Cameron came on the show. He got a place down in
Doughboy. Got a
Doughboy
pizza
down
spot in South
Gwinnett.
Gwinnett.
And I was like, man, I'm a con. He told me that it was based off Magic City. Some of the flavors of the wings came from Magic City. And I was like, man, I'm gonna go down there and get some Lew pepper wings. Oh, they don't allow us to have lemon pepper Lew at that spot. That's how special the flavor is, man.
It's a real thing, and I'm honored, man. If you can have a footprint in the city of Atlanta,
That's
such
great,
a
bro.
legendary spot.
Yeah.
You got to champion that. So shout out to all my people over there at the city. That's family.
All right.
Hey, well, look, let me ask you this about the bubble, man. You guys were looked at that particular year as the team that was going to take it before the pandemic
What team
happened.
was you on then?
That was the Clippers.
The Clippers.
And the Clippers. Everybody was looking at the Clippers as that was who everybody had there. Like if you had the bet or you had your thoughts on who was going to win it, they had an awesome team that year. Like and so.
Hurt.
Yeah, like what about the bubble, or did the
was
bubble
weird,
did the
bro.
bubble affect you guys when it got into
Yes,
a playoff
man.
situation?
Yeah, 1,000%. You got to think. Before we get in the bubble, we were rolling, dog.
Yes.
Like we were rolling. I'm talking about, and momentum is important, especially with the team that we had. Like we had PG, Kawhi, and people forget PG and Kawhi. They signed because of what we did the year before without a PG and Kawhi. So they felt like, well, if you can just add some star power to what they got going on, we might have something.
Yeah.
And so adding that, it took us a while to find a rhythm. Like it took us a minute to find a flow. But once we found it, dog, we was like, even games we lost, we like, we cool. We gonna fix that, keep rolling.
Yeah.
It got to be a difference, like playing in front of nothing, because crowd out, like the home court
all
advantage
that shit-
always,
all of that shit played a factor. And so we go from that to taking basically a 2-month break. The time it took for them to even get everybody in the bubble.
Yeah.
And our personalities just wasn't for no lockdown shit. Like we was the type of team, like we won, and then we gonna have our dinner, we gonna have our wine, and then we gonna get back to work. Like we was a social team, and we clicked like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so putting us in that bubble, we was one of the teams that was just fighting it.
Yeah.
We was fighting it because again, when you got so much momentum going on outside, like this ain't it.
Yeah.
This ain't it. So we never went into it with the right mentality. We didn't go with the right mentality. We didn't even want to be there for real. We were competitive, and so once it got down to the nitty gritty of it all, bro, and we were up 3-1, it was like shit was happening in slow motion, bro.
Yeah.
It was happening in slow motion because it was 3-1, then it was 3-2. We had a really good meeting after 3-2, like let's close it out. And then it was 3-3, and our backs was against the wall. And then we got blew out game 7, and then it was just like, damn, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it really was a snowball effect. And I'm breezing through the story because at that time a lot had happened with us in that bubble. Like I said, my OG had passed away. Another one of my teammates, his grandmother had passed away. He had left the bubble. and Doc Rivers was our coach at the time, and he was one of the people in the forefront of all the social injustice stuff, like being very active, being hands-on with all of that type of stuff. And our team was as well. And you got to think, while the bubble is going on, everybody outside protesting.
100%.
So, but who they calling? They calling the NBA because we in season. So we at the forefront of all of these things. Like, we have a voice, and we are being active in all of those conversations. And I think it was just a lot going on, and we just didn't adjust to it well. And we ended up tricking it off. Simple and plain, we tricked it off.
Yeah, man. I remember y'all had a squad. I
got about 3-1.
Yeah, I remember.
We was up 3-1 to go to the Western Conference Finals. But you know what came out of that? The birth of Jokic.
Yeah, because it was against the Nuggets.
It was the birth of Jokic.
Yep.
Like, he was good.
And Jamal and Jamal Murray, he kind of, that was one of the first times to me that I was like, oh, I knew he was good.
From there, them boys was on a rocket.
Yeah.
From there, they was on a rocket. So.
Yeah.
We got about like 15 more minutes. I want to spend the 15 more minutes, Trae, unless you pose to like
like
the Hawks, man.
Yeah, because I got a quick. Can I start the question with the Hawks? I want to ask, man, what was going through your mind when they told you getting traded to the Hawks? Because we were not doing well at the time you got traded.
Yeah, I was gonna retire. That's it. I was gonna retire.
Who did you get traded for?
Like Rondo. I got traded for Rondo and somebody else. I forget that trade, but I was so deep into the Clippers thing at that time. I had tunnel vision. And again, I told you at the beginning, like, I had a 2-year plan of walking away. And I was at the end of that 2-year plan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so my relationship had fell apart with the Clippers organization as far as management for the bubble shit.
Really?
Yeah, because they just felt like, he told me to my face. L. Frank told me to my face. He like, man, you lost a lot of trust and a lot of stock in the organization. Kind of embarrassed us, this and that. And you got to think, at that time with the pandemic, any little attention that was bad was like the worst thing in the world.
Yes.
So he was just like, it kind of embarrassed us, this and that. And you lost a little stock in the company. And I said, all right, cool, I respect it. You know what I'm saying? We had that conversation face to face. But then our next conversation was, where we go from here now, since you done expressed that, because this is at the beginning of the season, of my last season with them. And so they had brought in Luke Kennard, and I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, that's kind of funny, you know what I'm saying? But again, I've always been embraced, so come on, Luke, like, let's lock in. But I was like, man, that feel like a replacement move, you know what I'm saying? But
you saw it?
Yeah, my spidey senses is up, and so how the season going, me and him just not on the same page. We just not on the same page. But he said he wasn't gonna trade me. So I took him for face value. I took him for his word. And trade deadline hit. The whole trade deadline go. The last day of the trade deadline. Last day, last hour. Me and L have a conversation. We was about to play in San Antonio that night. He said, I ain't trading you. We kind of laughed, had a little joke. He said, I ain't trading you, man. You could take your nap. Catch you later. Cool. Put my phone down. My agent calls, say, hey, bruh, don't trust him. Something is happening. Like, something is happening because my phone moving too much.
Yeah.
So stay alert. Something happening.
Damn.
So my agent, we hang up. He called me right back. He said, hey, bro, I think they trying to it's something going on with Atlanta. Something going on with Atlanta. So rewind that. I told my GM, I said, yo, if you trade me, I'm just going to retire, and I'm going to blow up whatever deal you make. Touche to him. He said, all right, you going to retire? I'm going to trade you to your home, and let me see if you going to retire then.
That was smart. That was smart.
He beat me.
Yeah.
Checkmate. Well, I'm glad you can retire, man. That was
beat
perfect.
me. So,
what if he traded you to Minnesota?
Well, hold on, let me get this. So it took me like a week to report to the Hawks.
I remember.
Because I was mulling over whether I really wanted to retire or not. So they was just like, yo, we about to, because I was in LA. They said, well, we about to be in Phoenix, because they was on a West Coast trip. We about to be in Phoenix. Let us send a plane for you, meet us in Phoenix. Do the rest of the road trip with us. You don't have to play. Just run around with us and see what's up.
Yeah.
See if you.
Who was the coach?
Nate McMillan should have been the coach at that time.
That's the year we went.
Yeah.
Okay, you got
Nate
traded.
was that was the next year.
Okay.
Was it?
They
Yeah,
fired. They
no,
fired.
it was that year. You
was that
you
year?
came in right before the
Oh, that
run.
shit run together.
Yeah, you came in. Yeah, you came in right before the run.
So when I got there, all the guys like, hey, happy to see you. Like, what's up? Like, let's
But
do
it had to
this.
feel good.
So I'm like, okay, cool. I got value here. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like they want me here.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, cool. Did that. Ended up signing another year. But yeah, I was gonna check out, bro. I was gonna retire.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I did though, bro, because it put me in a different perspective in my career. Like I knew I had a lot to offer. I knew I could still play at a high level, but it wasn't my moment.
Yeah.
And I had to be mature enough to help somebody else be in their moment. I had to bring a Bogey along, had to bring a DeAndre Hunter along. You know, them guys that really needed me as an OG at that time. Brandon Goodwin at that time, Trae as well.
Yeah.
You know, all of those guys kind of needed an OG, somebody to kind of keep everything under control over there. They didn't necessarily need me on the floor. So.
Yeah. So, as you see, I'm a Trae Young fan. I
Yeah.
got an autographed jersey when I did season tickets his rookie year.
Yeah.
What is up, man? Why does Trae catch so much slack, bro? Like, is it a light skin effect or like what's going on? Because the boy can ball, man. And when I met him,
Of course, he feel the light.
I mean, I'm just saying, bro, like, we catch it, bro. Like, what's going on? Like, why he get catch so much slack? Why don't he make All-Star team? Why he didn't get invited to the Olympics? Why don't nobody want to come play with him, bro? You played with him. What's going on?
I don't think it's a situation where people don't want to come play with them. I think we got to go out and we got to go be more aggressive in the field like some of these other teams. I mean, they made an attempt with my boy Murray. Well, I don't know why I can't say.
DeJounte
Murray. I have a problem too.
I was just talking about DeAndre.
Yeah.
DeJounte, they gave him a shot with DeJounte, but I still thought if you were gonna bring DeJounte in, you were gonna have to play Trae at the 2. And naturally, it'll be easier for Trae to play at the 2. I think you'll see a lot more of that later on in his career. But they both were ball dominant guys. They need that basketball.
Exactly.
But I feel like they got to pair Trae up with a big, like a dominant big that's gonna be a scoring threat, that can be a pick and roll threat, a pick.
You
and
saw
pop
how he
threat.
did with Wembanyama just in a little bit, bro. He was killing
you know, or take a page out of the Knicks book. I know that's turning into a rivalry, but like you pair Brunson up with a cat. You know, like I love CC, I love Big O, I love Okongwu. Jalen Johnson is turning into that guy that can be that for him.
Jalen Johnson's serious.
Yeah, he gonna be that. But they just gotta put pieces around him that are reputable star-like players. It's no one star winning right now. Think of any one star, and you're gonna be able to name his teammate too. You think of Jason Tatum. He got Jaylen Brown with him.
Yep.
Think of Jalen Brunson. He got Big Cat with him.
Yep.
Even LeBron gonna keep a Luka or Anthony Davis with him.
Yep.
You send Anthony Davis. He got Kyrie with him.
Yeah.
Trae Young ain't got nobody.
Dame Lillard. He got Giannis with him.
Yeah.
When you mention Trae Young,
Yeah. Who the next guy?
Man, that's
So-
you just solved the ultimate
so
puzzle.
it's Trae Young. He's an easy target to criticize because he don't got nobody fighting with him. He don't got nobody fighting with him. It's just Trae fighting for himself all the time, and that's not like a dish to his teammates or nothing, because I still don't play with a lot of them guys. But it's just we're not in the market for us to be defended the appropriate way that Trae Young needs to be defended. And what you ended up seeing is Trae always defending himself. Like it's nobody stepping in front of it and taking a bullet for him, or being like a Draymond to a Steph Curry.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
like,
what he
Yeah.
you did what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so on no front that I just showed you, does he have security? He don't got security on the floor. He ain't got it off the floor. He ain't got it in the media or nothing. Like, it just be Trae fighting for Trae. And I think sometimes with that, he gets overlooked in a lot of the conversations, and he got to fight twice as hard.
Man, you broke it down.
to
Perfect.
get his respect, man. So, you know, I said this on TV the other day. I don't know how fast y'all air, but after this year, they got to have a real conversation. Got to have a real conversation. Allow that man to spread his wings and go pair up with somebody, because that's just the nature of the beast right now. Everybody's paired up with somebody.
Don't
So
say that.
I'm glad. Look.
That's the
Don't say
nature of
that.
the
Look.
That's the nature of the beast. So hold on,
You
though.
think he gonna leave?
No. Listen to me though. Either have a real conversation, pair that man up with somebody, give him a real shot to compete on the level of his peers, or let him go somewhere and find it. But I hope that they figure it out here,
Thank you.
right here in Atlanta. I want them to because we deserve a big time.
We deserve it, bro.
You
We
see
do.
The Falcons is getting to a place where the city about to be back on fire again. And I want it to be both football, basketball, shit. We represent for soccer too, and the Braves too.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
Man.
But they got to give him a fair opportunity that his peers are getting.
Look, and you went. That was to the question I was about to ask you. You already kind of like answered your thoughts on it. I was going to ask you, when the summer comes and he's eligible for the Hawks to offer him another extension, do you think they're going to offer it, or give him the opportunity to say, well, let's just see how things play out and decide what I want to do? Because I've been on record saying I think Trae should see what's happening first before he just.
Yeah, I don't know if
does
he's unrestricted or restricted, but if he's unrestricted, he got the gun. He got the gun. So he can go in that office and say, listen, I want to be here the remainder of my career. But before I sign this piece of paper, y'all go out and get some pieces. Let me see what y'all doing.
Yeah, I think he's still restricted this year, but I think the team is where they can offer him the one they want.
If he's restricted, they got the gun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But again, knowing the relationship that he has with management, they can have that conversation.
Oh, that's
and
good.
They can make it happen in Atlanta. And, you know, they look like they in the business of investing and spending the money. They just gave Jalen Johnson the bag.
They did.
Go out and I thought they was going to bring Brandon Ingram in.
I did too. Why they didn't?
Who knows? Who knows what happened behind the scenes? But I thought like a Brandon Ingram, Jalen Johnson, and Trae, that's a really great start. Mm-hmm. That's a really great start.
Why they didn't trade Capella?
I mean,
Man, CC is a beast. I think CC is just in a position where, you know, he got another layer of his career. He probably can find it somewhere else. But CC is a beast, bro.
Hey, let me ask you something, man. Can you holler at him and ask him, when he get a rebound, can he just kick it back out?
that's not
'Cause
basketball.
he cannot make a layup for nothing.
Be
Like,
rich,
he'll get
that's
it out
not-
of you
Yeah, so let me-
pass,
all right,
but
let
when
me
he get a
tell you.
rebound,
Break it down for
Let
him,
me
Lou.
tell you.
Please, because he won't listen
Let
to
me tell
me.
you, is a team ever going to throw the ball into the post to Clint Capella? Absolutely not. So the only time that Clint Capella can get rewarded, if I got this offensive rebound, this my ball.
But he don't
just shot.
make it, bro.
That's a whole nother argument. But I'm just telling you from his vantage point.
Okay.
Listen, we already got our shot at the rim. This an extra one. And I'm keeping it.
Yeah, I'm going back up with it. Back up with it.
But that's all bigs.
hold on,
Now,
hold
whether
on,
he
look.
efficient with it or
Nah,
not.
Lou,
that's-
look, I've seen Big O kick it out a couple times. But let me say this.
This how Big O gonna eat though. Sometimes Big O gonna hook you. He gonna kick it out. But if O kick it out, I want you to pay attention to this. As soon as he kick it out, he gonna follow that basketball because he want it right back.
Yeah, he gonna go out there to get hit.
He want it right
hit
back.
out there on the wing. Yeah, he's
Okay,
trying to get him an open
look.
jumper.
But look, Trae lets Capella eat now. Trae lob that thing right there. Boom, he getting it.
That's what I'm saying. Somebody gotta give you that. Somebody gotta afford you them opportunities.
Man,
so when Clint afford himself an opportunity,
Man,
did my ball.
Hit him up, man.
Be rich.
Hit my
Hey, Clint,
ball.
Be rich.
Be Rich said, man, will you just kick it back out, man?
Be
Just
rich.
please.
I'm talking about, man, you 6'10", 6'11", you get a rebound under the basket. You think that's
say
the
this.
smartest basketball
Trae, if
move to kick it way back out again? Go back up with the ball, man.
Trae, but
you need to be
he's
talking
like
about
a
how
point-
can he get his efficiency better, not to kick it back
He's
out.
a
That's
10
not gonna happen.
He's a 10% field goal shooter.
That's a different argument. That's a different argument.
Getting rebounds and trying to put it back up. Come on, Clint. Please.
Man, leave the man
Clint.
alone.
Clint can rebound. He can dunk. He can play defense. Please, bro, just kick it back out to you.
Man, leave that man alone.
Kick it out to Lemon Pepper, Lou. Let him
Man,
let him
leave that
shoot it
man
three,
alone.
man.
That
All right.
man gonna catch you at one of these hookah spots, and he gonna have some, he gonna show you what putting it right back gonna look like.
Clint laid back. Clint super laid back. He's super chill.
All right, so tell the story about Bogey, man, because Bogey looked like he didn't get into it with the coach, man. I think he got into it with Quinn a couple times, man.
Yeah, Bogey just fiery, competitive, and you know, again, when you in a position where you was a starter, man, and you had an opportunity to be a lead guy, and then another coach brings you off the bench, and you feel like you can do more. I can give more. You're gonna get a lot of fiery, competitive spirit out of that, and that's all. Bogey from across that water, man, and he just got a fiery attitude, and he's competitive. But that's what I love about him. He keeps everything in check. Like you never see Bogey tripping in his street clothes. You never see him tripping in no interviews. Every time you see him tripping out, it's inside the lines when he's being fiery and competitive. That's all.
Yeah. And the last thing that I want to ask you, why did we trade DeAndre Hunter for what we got. Like what? I feel like
So-
everybody's like, oh, good job, Cleveland. Good job, Cleveland. And like,
Yeah.
we didn't get ish in return. What they doing?
You clear some cap room. So,
And what are they gonna go get somebody?
yeah, that's what you
Who?
better. That's what you better do. Again, we just had this conversation about putting real pieces around Trae Young. You got to clear some cap room to do it. And so, did we get some right now? No. But are we going to the playoffs right now? No. So why keep all these assets? Let's flip some of these. Let's put some money in the bank. Let's see what we can do in the summer.
So you think the Hawks are gonna try to do something in the summer?
They better.
They better do something.
They better.
Yeah, I mean, it's
'Cause
that time.
Why would you trade DeAndre Hunter when it's taking him years to get back healthy and give you what he giving you just to trade him? So in order for you to do that, to put another team that's in your conference in a better competitive spot, you feel like the next time we run into y'all when it count, we're gonna be all right.
Do you think that?
That's the only reason that'll matter.
Do you think Levert is on a like trial basis and they can get him cheaper after this year? Because like they're trying to say, hey, look, maybe we can bring him back to kind of like help Trae out, and then we get the piece we need, or this
I might
he
be
gone.
speaking out of class, but bro, I don't think the Hawks are looking past this season. I think everybody is getting audition right now.
Okay.
And going into a big summer. I think just knowing the game, being around that ownership group, being like I played with Landry, I played with Kyle Korver. You know,
Yeah.
I've competed
So how did he
side
get-
by side with them.
How did Landry? So he's a basketball player. You played with him.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't.
And was a
I don't-
hooper.
I don't know nothing about him.
No, you don't know Landry Fields?
No,
Was
don't
a
know nothing
hooper.
about him. He could play.
Could play.
So how did he get the position? Because I ain't gonna lie, he didn't like. I like Travis Schlenk.
Yeah.
I like Danny Ferry. I like those GMs.
I was a Travis fan.
And is Landry Fields capable of running a team, bro? Because I don't know. I have to say this. Out of years of being a Hawks fan, how many mistakes they made, he actually made a good trade with Dyson Daniels and those guys, and we was mad.
That was a good trade.
I'm not going to speak out of class because at some point I'm going to want to come back and coach out here. So what I'm going to say is this. Sometimes in some scenarios, you have people in position that can do a really good job if you allow them to do the job.
Okay. Well, no, say I'm read between the lines.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you allow the people that you put in them positions to do the job and kind of just trust your management, trust the people that's in position, you might get somewhere, and that's in all the sports.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So-
100%.
So we come to the end. I want to ask a couple more questions, Trae. You probably got some more questions. Was there anybody you played against where you just wanted to just, give them a just whoop their ass, pretty much?
Man, I had a clean run, bro. I ain't had no problems.
Yeah.
I had a clean run. I was so all my competitive spirit with that type of shit came from just looking up to people.
Okay, so who gave you a hard time that you played against that covered you? Like, dang, bro, he just really got my number.
Oh.
He like
That athletic arrogance, as Jim Moore would say. I like that.
athletic
Big Rich,
arrogant, but-
you know how I get with athletes. I don't think nobody
Yeah,
ever did that.
I asked, who did I ask? I think I asked Quincy Carter. So I said, anybody just hurt you?
Oh,
Were you
Quincy
scared
Carter,
of
like,
them?
no, I ain't scared of nobody. I ain't scared of nobody.
I tell everybody like
I
that.
tell you this though, Steve Nash was the first guy that put me on my ass. Like Steve Nash dropped me, but he dropped me because I was scared of him. Like I was terrified. This is when he back-to-back MVPs, and I'm coming in the league. He back-to-back. So I'm like,
So what you mean he dropped you like kind of like?
literally put me on my ass.
Oh.
Skates.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Backpedaling. He hit me with some.
So you made one of them?
Yeah. Hit
You
me.
embarrassed about that?
Hell
Can we
yeah.
find that? Can we find that? Put it on the clip
I'm
or
sure
not?
you could. I'm
Would you
sure
be mad if we
could.
clip that up?
Nah, find it.
gotta
Find it.
find
But
it.
this is 05. We ain't had league pass like we had now.
Yeah. I said,
Enjoy
might not be
yourself.
out there.
That's good. That's good. Hey, dang, what I was gonna say. Go ahead, Trey. What I'm thinking.
No, man. One thing, like us being from the city of Atlanta, like you say, you were born in Memphis, but you grew up here, and Atlanta claims you. You know what I'm saying? I know Memphis
sure.
does as well, but like
Philly
it's
do too.
Yeah, man.
I
I
got
know,
to
like,
Philly so young, they don't even know I ain't from Philly.
yeah, hey, man. I mean,
I got that when I was 17. I left when I was 27, so they feel like I'm
yeah, I mean, hey, you grew up there. You know what I'm saying? 17, 27. That's a lot of growing
What's
to
your
do.
favorite cheesesteak place up there?
Oh, I was Larry's. 54th Street Larry's.
Okay.
Yeah, I was outside.
All right.
Man, but the thing I wanted to say, like, so Atlanta gets and you know this, Atlanta gets a bad rap for like fans or the not the fan experience, but the way the fans feel and the way the fans are. But I tell people all the time, this is just my opinion. You can tell me your opinion on it. I tell people, if we put a winner on the Atlanta Hawks and a winner in the Falcons, I don't think it would be much better places to come see a basketball game on a Friday night if the Hawks
Like
are
Hollywood.
balling, the season is going well with the atmosphere in Atlanta and some more stars come to town. I don't think you have too many atmospheres that would be better than a Hawks game when the Hawks are balling and rolling on a Friday night or just any night and another star comes to town. Man, what do you think about that? Because I think the rest of the world looks at Atlanta the wrong way when I think of the fans and the way we feel about our teams.
Nah, you right. Atlanta's a party, dog. Playing for the Hawks when it's good is a great experience. Now I will say I have played in some other markets that's like real, like Madison Square Garden.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I can already know.
So you was up there when Trae got that was
Yeah,
it was
I was
bad,
there.
bro.
Yeah,
they was on y'all.
We was there for all of that. Like that's one. Dallas is another one that like, when they rolling, they got a great crowd. Like it's a lot of different places. Memphis is one. When they got a good team, Memphis,
Crazy.
Yeah.
man, what?
Yeah.
Like got a great crowd. It's some markets. One of the unsung heroes of the league right now is Oklahoma City. Because they got their college crowd.
Yeah.
They got their college crowd, and they respect and they appreciate their basketball. So like, but Atlanta is a party.
All right, I know what I was gonna say.
Like it's a different type of vibe,
already
man.
know.
So listen, they got an opportunity to do it, man. I hope they do.
Look, I'm sorry we keep you so long, but I know what I want
It's
to
all
say.
good.
Two, vice versa. Who did you posterize that you can remember, and who posterized you?
Zach Randolph is one I can remember.
That you posterized?
Yeah,
Oh, it was a good one.
You done
So
this
tell us
has
about tell us about it.
it was a turnover, and I was young, and I was still jumping 42 inches off the ground at that time.
Yeah.
And I just caught him under the rim.
Did he say anything? Do we ever say, man, you got me?
The funny thing is, Zebo and my brother tight. And so after I dunked on him, we had the free throw line. And he said, "Hey, young blood, what? Come on, bro, we supposed to be family. What's that about, young? Come on, we supposed to be better than that, young blood." He had to do me like that. You know? That was a good one. I dunked on UD in the playoffs. When they had the big three going at that time.
Okay.
You know, so when they
Oh,
was
you
the
done
Heatles,
this.
when they
Yeah.
was the Heatles, I called UD during that era. That was a good one for me too. Man, there's a couple of them out there. You got me thinking now. I ain't trying to take up too much of your
No,
airtime.
man, go ahead. We want this. Because we're going to clip it. We're going to show it.
Yeah, well, you can get started with Zebo. You can get started with UD for sure. Tyler Harrisbro got dunked on when I was a Hawk. It's a few.
So what about, did somebody get you? I know ain't nobody get you, Lou.
Yeah, but like, don't nobody
I
care
mean-
you dunked on my little. It's like, yeah, like that ain't a body for
You
real.
ain't going
Say
for
good
it.
job.
Yeah, you're supposed to dunk on 6'2".
Say good job. Way to go, buddy.
Yeah.
Man, I asked about a misconception with Iverson, but to talk about Trae one last time, like, what are the misconceptions out there that fans need to know about Trae? Because a lot of people that I run across and I see comments, people don't think Trae is a team guy.
Yeah.
Can you share them any misconceptions that they may have with Trae, things that you know?
Yeah. What I say to that is definitely a team guy. Also a young guy that we got to start from the beginning. Let's just see how we was bringing him up. Like since Trae came into the city, he's been the guy. Like it was never like he was the guy that they drafted and you got to start here and Trae got to kind of learn from him and wait his turns. Like no, straight off the draft, Trae Young is the guy. Then you give him 4 different head coaches right away. You understand? Like then you give him different teams. Like he's never had an opportunity to really have the structure a lot of these stars have been afforded. And I'm not making excuses.
Nah, you making it make sense to me.
These are the facts though. Like you've never gave him the stability to be any of those things. So when you get to year 6 and year 7, you're gonna be a little guarded too now. You're gonna be a little stingy too now because I don't know who's staying, who going no more. Only thing I know for sure is I ain't.
Yeah.
So if this my thing, then I gotta protect it best I can because I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
The first time that y'all gave him some stability, he take you to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Speaking of that,
And then what he have the next year? He got one coach and he gone
Yep,
again. And it's
gone
so
again.
it's like, you know, for me, it's passionate because not only did I play for the Hawks, I was a Hawks fan growing up, and I played with Trae. So I know every piece of it.
yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as much of the responsibility that the city wanna give Trae, the organization got to share some
Yeah,
too.
yeah, that's true.
The organization got to share some too. You dig what I'm saying? And so it ain't always on him. Like I said, every time that it comes up about Trae, who's the only person you hear defending Trae?
Nobody.
Be Trae.
Yeah, that's why they need you now. So the last question I have, and we can roll it up. Eastern Conference Finals. Trae Young steps on the referee foot. Now it's all on you to come in and make that up. If he wouldn't have stepped on the ref's foot, would we have gone to the finals? And
I think it would have been a great opportunity because people forget not only was Trae out, Giannis was out.
Yeah, Giannis got hurt. The
Both of them was hurt.
Yeah.
And Chris Middleton turned into fucking Kobe Bryant.
Middleton
It's like
crazy, man.
he turned into Kobe Bryant,
He
but
did.
we felt great about our chances, and I think we would have felt even better with Trae playing the style of basketball that he was playing at that time. Like, Shawty was in his bag. Like it was a one.
was that amazing to see?
It was amazing to see, dog, because again, I hear all the criticism that he get. I hear it. So to see him actually like in his bag and proving everybody wrong, being in that run, I was like, hell yeah. Then he get hurt, Giannis get hurt, and it turned into a Chris Middleton show. We didn't expect it.
Yeah.
We liked our chances, bro.
Yeah, nah, I did too, man. And you had a great series. You had your little patent.
I played, yeah. I got some minutes. I won us a game.
Yeah, against the Sixers.
Yeah, I won us a game, pivotal game.
Yeah.
I went out there and I went and got a Sixers game. I went and got
Yeah,
one
when
of
they
them
got get a
Milwaukee
Bucks.
ones, too.
Uh-huh.
Went and got one of them. But it was cool. But again, when my number was called, I was always
Yeah,
ready.
you was there. You was there.
You know, more consistently, Nate was only playing me 8 to 10 minutes a game, and I couldn't get jiggy with it. I couldn't do nothing for him with it.
So I had a chance to get some preview information. You know, y'all had Nate come in. Nate coached y'all great. And then it was told to me that at the beginning of the season, Nate switched up on y'all. He changed the coaches.
You do got.
I listen. I talked to the
Real
dude,
is real.
and he said that he lost the team with that. He said he got some coaches, got his brother, got rid of the people, and he started trying to be militant, and he wasn't like that the second half of the year. Is that what happened? I mean, I know you're trying to coach him here.
No. I just want to take a second to think because I want to be as factual as possible. I think what happened was I think they should have fired Nate with. I wasn't there for Lloyd. I came in when it was already Nate. But sometimes when you fire the head coach, but you keep his staff, you kind of still got those ideologies in the building.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think Nate still had some of those ideas by the time I got there. And they should have moved on from Nate at that point too, and should have just got rid of the whole crew if that's what you was gonna do. But you ended up being successful, and it put you in a position where it's like, well, do we keep rolling this way, or should we go ahead and change it out? And because we had success, I think decision was made to play it out again, another season,
And see
when
how
in
it's
reality, it should have went on and
Wow. Okay.
Changed.
it should have went on and changed. And no, it turned into, instead of doing it wise early, kind of overstayed his welcome. Like even with me, like, you know, he wanted me to be somebody different than who I was, and just never could. Me and him just could never catch a rhythm. And Nate ain't people. He ain't people friendly.
Yeah.
He just ain't a people's person.
Got that militant mindset.
Yeah, he's just not a people's person, and he's older, and you got all these young guys, and you know, being able to speak the language, being able to communicate to a lot of young guys, that's an important part of the changing in these generations. And I don't think Nate did a good job of keeping the locker room in the aspect of where these guys were in his career and not reading the room the right way and coaching them in that language.
Well, man, this was a fun interview for me, man. You kind of like really helped me on my Miss Doggish on KD. I'm gonna get KD his props
Thank you.
by you
Thank you.
saying
Appreciate
that.
it. I'm glad you said
You really kind of like made it make sense to me with the Trae Young and you saying everybody had a duo. You think of LeBron, you think of this. You think of Luka, you think of this.
Sure.
Like with Trae, he don't have that. And I want the fans to understand that because I think we so hard on them. You so hard on them that it's gonna push him out the way. I don't want that. I don't want the Atlanta media to push him out.
You'll compare him to Luka and be like, well, Luka doing this. Luka also got Kyrie, and he done had other guys before that to help him along the way. Not saying Trae hasn't, but he ain't had no Kyrie.
So
he definitely ain't had a Kyrie.
Educated me on that. And the fact that you gave me the privy on the Hawks and stuff, and I love this interview, man. So thank you for coming on here. Like that's love, man. I've been knowing you grand hustle with us.
Yeah,
we grand hustle, man.
Yeah, we appreciate it, Lou.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, man, the first official basketball player that didn't come on the show, man. We pretty much had nothing but football players, and we had one track star, man. Shout out to Maddie Cooper, man.
So you our first one.
Yeah,
man. If you can help us get some more, we love it.
For sure.
And man, look, man,
spread the word.
Your podcast is blowing up, and I see you blowing up on ESPN.
Yeah, the Underground Lounge. Lounge.
Hey, I want to see you up there. I seen L. Duncan go up there. I see Ryan Clark doing this thing. I see you being something big in the TV world, man. So don't forget us, man.
It's going a lot of different ways, dog. They going from cable to the streaming. So it's gonna be a lot of opportunities open up. You're gonna see Netflix do a lot more games. You're gonna see the Amazon Primes and the Peacocks doing a lot more games. And so, it don't stop and go with ESPN now. That's what I love about the game.
Yeah, because you're doing well.
A lot of different places where you can spread your gospel and do it the right way.
So you think our show got an opportunity? We've got a good foundation to make some noise?
Hell yeah. Now listen, if y'all gonna stay homegrown, y'all gotta go ahead and start touring now. Go and take it down to the Statesboro, Gainesville, hit Gwinnett County.
So go do the show there like that?
We do live activation. So every on Tuesdays we film like this, just in-house. We call that after hours, Underground Lounge after hours. On Wednesdays we do the lives. So every time you see us with a guest or something, we probably got 35, 40 people watching us and a part of the conversation, man. So you start building out, you can get 20, 25 people in there. Then next thing you know, the next time we do it, we gonna a little $5, $10. And listen, music business, same thing, hard ticket sales. Yeah. Become a hard ticket sale artist, become a hard ticket sale pod, and grow from there, bro.
Yeah, I wish we would have come down to the one right at the end of the year. I think it happened on my birthday, December 30th. Y'all did a live, so it happened on my birthday.
Southside.
Yeah, man. Yeah, well,
we'll be back in what's this? We'll be back in March.
Man, we want to come support, man, any kind of way what you're doing, and like anything you need us to do, we there, man. Because thank you for this. I owe you, bro.
Man, it's the Atlanta way, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, well, look, we appreciate Lew coming through today, man. Y'all check him out on the Underground Lounge. Run It Back also right on FanDuel TV. Y'all check him out on ESPN. Check him out everywhere he is. And man, this been a real great show, man. Hey, look, and we tell y'all all the time, we represent Atlanta because Atlanta represents us, man. So on behalf of myself, Trae, my partner, B Rich, the legendary Lew Will, and Aaron Pittman, the Waterboyz Show, we are out.
Kill the camera.